Hello everyone, welcome to this session. I've just solved this test 115 and here I am with the analysis of the physics parts. It's overall an easy paper, not too many tough questions. So question number 21 would be too tough to calculate, too lengthy. Otherwise paper is normal, and if you can see I've demarked the easy, medium and tough. And so as per my analysis, you should get a score of 130 plus in this if you are decent in physics, and those who are very good should get 160 plus in this particular paper. So it's a paper to Hello score. Students, first question: the energy required to excite an electron from n equal to 2 to n equal to 4 state. You know this thing, energy of the second state, you remember minus 3.4 eV, fourth state you remember 13.6 by 16, that is minus 0.85 eV. So the difference of the energy would be, if you take the difference E4 minus E2, it practically comes out like this. So this is 5, 13 and 8 is what we say again 5, this is 2.55 eV. That is going to be the answer. Go for option D here. Next one: a sample of hydrogen gas in the ground state is irradiated with photons of 10.2 eV, so they will excite to n equal to 2. The radiation from the first sample is used to irradiate two other samples of excited ionized helium plus and excited ionized lithium 2 plus. Both absorb the incident radiation. How many spectral lines are obtained in the spectra of lithium 2 plus? Okay, here you say this difference is 13.6 into 1 by 1 square minus 1 by 2 square, and there for lithium 2 plus you will have 13.6 into 9 into sum upon lower square minus 1 upon n higher square. So I can take this 9 here, it will become 3 square, and 36 means it would be 6 square. If you can compare with this, that means it goes from 3 to 6. So from 6, now how the many number of lines can be obtained? That would be n minus 1 by 2 with the higher number, that is 6 into 5 by 2, that comes out as 15 lines will be seen, 15 spectral lines will be seen. Next one: gun fires a bullet with speed v relative to the barrel of the gun, which is inclined at an angle 60 degree with the horizontal. Gun is placed over a smooth horizontal surface. Find the recoil speed of the gun. So let's say like this. This is, let's say you can have a tank. Let's say this is fired with a velocity v relative here. This is v relative at an angle 60 degree. So let's say it recoils with speed vr. So now what would be the, we can say the momentum will be conserved in along horizontal because no external force along horizontal. So cm speed along horizontal will remain 0. So this bullet will have a speed v relative cos 60, and it would be minus vr in ground frame. That would be for rightwards, and that must be gained leftwards by this remaining gun, that would be m into vr. So what you get, vr would be equal to m v relative cos 60 upon m plus m. Okay, that was given as vr, don't worry, we have written it like no issues. So it is m v relative by 2 upon m plus m. So it comes out as option A in this particular situation. Go for option A. Next: spherical ball of mass 4 kg moving with a straight line strikes another spherical ball of 1 kg at rest. After collision, both move with velocity v1, v2 makes an angle 30 and 60 with respect to the original direction of motion of A. The ratio v1 by v2 will be. Okay. So let's say 4 kg one was coming like this with a velocity u, and it was at rest. This 1 kg was at rest. Now after collision we are given, let's say this A goes with angle 30 degree and B goes with an angle 60 degrees. Definitely it will go like this because momentum along y will remain 0. Let's say I call it x and I call it y. So it is v1 and it is v2, and this angle is 60 degree. So this one is 4 kg, this one is 1 kg. So first of all, for conservation of momentum along y direction, what we can say, 4v1 cos sine 30, 4v1 sine of 30 degree would be equal to 1 into v2 sine of 60. So what you will have, v1 2v1 sine 30 is 1 by 2, that is v2 root 3 by 2. So v1 by v2, first of all we can directly make is root 3 by 4. We can get from this equation only. Go for option A, taking momentum along y to be 0. Next: particle moves along a circle of radius r with constant tangential acceleration. If the velocity of the particle is v at the end of the second revolution after the revolution has started, then the tangential acceleration is. So for tangential acceleration you can treat it like a 1D motion. Let's assume that acceleration is at, it was at rest initially, u was 0, and after traveling 2 revolution, that means this distance would be equal to 4 pi r, the velocity has become v. So applying the third equation, v square is 0 square plus 2as. So simply this at comes out as v square by 8 pi r. So go for option A in this particular case. Next one. Bar magnet has a magnetic moment of 10 ampere meter square. If its magnetic length is 5, its pole strength will be. Typically water pole strength is not asked, but they have asked. So what we can write it as, we know magnetic moment is equal to, let's say write it as capital M or mu, let's say mu would be equal to this pole strength, let's say M into L. So this pole strength small m, I am writing it as pole strength. So this pole strength is magnetic moment by L, that is 10 by 0.05. 10 by 0.05, that is 10 into 100 by 5, that is 20. 20 into 10 comes out as 200. So go for option A. Next one. 100 watt bulb is connected to an AC source, then the current flowing through the bulb will be. So what we have 100 watt, I am assuming this is the rated voltage, this is the rated power. So resistance I can directly write as P rated, V rated square by P rated, that what we write, V rated square upon P rated. So it is 220 into 220 upon 100, which comes out as 484, what we can call it, 484 ohms. Okay, we are asked the current, so you can write current as V by R, or you would have write it as P equal to VI. So you could have write it as P by V, whatever you wish. So it would be 220 by it would be 100 by 220, sorry. So it would be 100 by 220 if you do. So it is 100 by 220 means this is 5 by 11 ampere. So that was an easy one, no need for calculating resistance here. In the following network, the potential at O is, so let the potential at O be X. Let's say this current is I1, let's say this is I2 and this is I3. So applying the junction law, I1 is I2 plus I3. So I1 I can write as higher minus lower, 8 minus x by 2. Here it would be x minus 4 by 4, here would be x minus 2 by 2. So this is 4 minus x by 2, this is x by 4 minus 1 plus x by 2 minus 1. So take it here, 6 would be equal to x 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2. That is 5x by 4 equal to 6. So x comes out as 24 by 5, which is 4.8 volts. So this would be the answer. Go for option D in this case. You must have done such profiles. For LCR circuit containing resistance, inductor and this, the impedance of circuit will be minimum. So you know it will be minimum when omega naught L is equal to 1 upon omega naught C, that is at the resonance. So this omega naught is 1 by root LC. So 1 by root LC means 1 upon 10 to the power minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 7, that is 10 to the power 5 radian per second. So frequency is omega by 2 pi. So it is 10 to the power 5 by 2 pi. Go for option A in this case. You have an AC of voltage connected to resistor of resistance 20. The RMS value will be, so the voltage RMS is 100 by root 2, current resistance is 20. So IRMS would be 100 root 2 by 20, that is 5 by root 2 amperes. Go for option C. That's a very easy one for you. The capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor is 2 and the charge on its plate is 2 microcoulomb. If the charge on the plate is double, the capacitance of the capacitor remains the same. It doesn't change. The capacitance is independent of Q and V. If Q is doubled, V will be doubled, C will remain the same. Two capacitors of C are connected in series. If one of them is filled with dielectric, the effective capacitance now will become, so because they are in series, we will say 1 upon C equivalent 1 upon C plus the other one will become Kc. So it becomes Kc common, it becomes 1 plus K. So C equivalent will become K upon K plus 1 times C. So this would be option A in this case. Next one. Artificial satellite is moving in a circular orbit around the earth with a speed equal to half the magnitude of escape velocity. The height of satellite above the surface of earth is going to be. So it is moving in a circular orbit with a speed equal to half the magnitude of escape velocity. That means the velocity we typically write is equal to gm upon r plus h, which is the radius, and here it is given as half of escape speed, which is root 2 gm by r. So comparing it, what you can directly say, r plus h comes out as 2r, so h comes out as r. Go for option A in this particular case. Variation of acceleration due to gravity with distance x from the center of the earth, you know, initially in the inside proportional and outside it is 1 by r square. That's an easy question for you. The rates of heat radiation from two patches of skin each of area A on a patient's chest differ by 2%. If the patch at the lower is 300, the emissivity of both is same unity, the temperature of other would be. So what we can say, they differ by 2%, and as per the option that would be higher. So that would be 1.0 times 2 times h, this is h. The ratio would be t to the power 4 upon 300 to the power 4. So for this small change, what we can say, all things are same. So, or you can better do h is proportional to t to the power 4. So for small changes, what we can say, this delta h by h would be 4 times delta t by t. So this is 2%. So 2% is 4 times delta t by t. So delta t by t would be equal to 1/2%. 1/2% means it will change with 300. 1/2% of 300 is 1.5. So it would be 301.5 Kelvin. Next one. Carnot engine whose low temperature reservoir at 350 has 50% efficiency. Now to make it 60%, and if the TC remains same, what would be the TH must be increased by how many degrees? So here what we have, 1 by 2 is 1 minus TC by TH. So TH comes out as twice of TC, that is 700 Kelvin. Now to get this efficiency 60%, that is 0.6, we need 1 minus 350 by TH dash. So 350 by TH dash would be equal to 0.4. So TH dash would be equal to 350 into 10 by 4 you can write. So this comes out as 3500 by 4. 3500 by 4 would be 832, and that you have 30 is 70, that would be 875 Kelvin. So the increase would be 175 Kelvin, 700 to 875. Next one. 1 mole of mono gas is taken around the cyclic process. Heat absorbed by the gas in the process AB. AB is isochoric. So QAB you write it as NCV delta T. Because it is 1 mole, CV is 3R by 2 delta T. Delta T would be TB minus TA. So you can write it as 3 by 2 times nRTB minus nRTA. So nRTB minus nRTA, nRTB is PBVB, which is 3P0 V0, and this was P0 V0. So it is 2P0 V0, so it becomes 3P0 V0. Go for option B in this particular case. Again, you must have done such manipulations. Wire of length 100 meter is tightly wound on a hollow tube of radius 5 mm and length 1 meter. If current of 1 ampere is flowing in the wire, the magnetic field inside the tube would be, now it would be a solenoid for you, and you will write mu naught Ni. N as number of turns per unit length, you have to make it out. So what we have, hollow tube of length radius 5 mm and length 1 meter, 1 ampere is flowing in the wire. The magnetic field strength, as you know, N can be written as 1 upon T. 1 upon T means 1 upon what we can say, it would be 1 upon, or better, let's say number of turns would be, you have a total length 100 meter. So number of turns would be, let's say, and it is 1 meter length. Okay, so 100 is the total length, and it one turn will require 2 pi r. One turn will require 2 pi r, that is 2 pi into 5 into 10 to the power minus 3. So that would be the number of turns, and number of turns per unit length will be same as length is 1. So what we have, 10 to the power 5 upon 10 pi, that is 10 to the power 4 by pi that you are getting. So the B would be mu naught you write as 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. 10 to the power 4 by pi, and I is 1. So pi goes, it is 4 milli Tesla. You will get option B. Current carrying circular loop is bent as to convert it into a double loop. Both the loops are concentric and are carrying current in the same direction. If initially B is the field, then finally magnetic field at the center is. Okay. So current carrying coil is bent to convert it into double loop, and both are concentric and are carrying current in the same direction. So what we have, due to the initial one, it would be B. Then the final magnetic field would be, because of the double turn, the field will, you know, will become 4 times B, because you directly remember in those cases the field is directly proportional to N square. How you write it? We know the formula of the field at center is mu naught Ni by 2R, and radius you write it as total length upon number of turns is, or number of turns is, let's say, N. So what we have, total length would be N into 2 pi Rn, radius in the nth one. So radius in the nth one is inverse to N, so it basically comes out as proportional to N square. That we have done many times. So go for 4B, magnetic moment becomes half, and this will become 4 times. The displacement time graph of a body is given as, okay, the corresponding VT is, just see the slope. slope is decreasing, positive, now becomes 0, and it now is negative. So it was first positive, but it decreases and then increases in negative. So this is not the option, this is not the option, this is not the option, only this would be the option. Go for option D here. So that would be the only choice here. Next one. An inclined plane making an angle beta with horizontal, a projectile projected from bottom of the plane with a speed u at an angle alpha with the horizontal, then its maximum range is. So this is a projectile on an incline, this is beta, you have thrown it at an angle alpha. So this angle is alpha minus beta, this speed is u. So the range on this would be, let's say take it as x-axis, take it as y-axis. So first of all, time of flight would be 2u. Sine of alpha minus beta, and the g component perpendicular to incline would be g cos beta, and what we'll have range would be u into t would be ux into t, sorry, that would be u cos of alpha minus beta into this multiplied by t, which is 2, this becomes u square, sine of alpha minus beta upon g cos beta, and it would be minus half a t square. A will be along x downward incline, a is g sine beta into t square will become 4u square sine square alpha minus beta upon g cos square beta, that you will write. So what we are left with, this is 2u square by g, I can take common from both. This would be what you are going to write. This would be sine of alpha minus beta into cos of alpha minus beta. So if I write it as sine of alpha minus beta into cos of alpha minus beta, it will become sine 2 times alpha minus beta by 2, and it would be sine beta into sine square alpha minus beta upon what you will have, and this was cos beta here also, it would be cos square beta. That is what you are going to write. So what we can do here, take this cos beta also, or cos square beta as LCM, so it would be g cos square beta. So what it will become, it would be cos beta into sine of twice of alpha minus beta by 2, or what we can write, keep it in that form only, don't write it as in sine 2, and we can take it out sine of alpha minus beta also as common. So what you will be left with, cos of alpha minus beta into cos beta minus sine beta into cos of alpha into sine of alpha minus beta. So how can we simplify now? So this is what we are getting. Now go as per the option, what we can do, let me search it. So this is what you write it as. If I recall, cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, that is cos of A plus B, that would be cos alpha. So you get it, sine of alpha minus beta into what we have, cos of alpha divided by g cos square beta. That is what the answer we are getting. So what would we have? Then the maximum range. Okay, what would be the maximum range now? So for maximizing it, this beta is going to be beta, and maximum it will be. Now it's getting tough. Now what we can do here, you can write it as 2 sin A cos B. I think this is too much trigonometry for you. This will basically becomes u square g cos square beta, and if I write this 2 sin A cos B thing, so this 2 sin A cos B thing would be sin of A plus B plus sin of A minus B. That will give me A plus B, that is sin of 2 alpha minus beta, plus sin of this is A minus B, that will give me minus. So that will give me sin of minus beta, that is minus sin beta. Now beta is fixed, so to maximize this, it can be 1. It can be 1 when 2 alpha minus beta is, you can say, equal to pi by 2. So it would be maximum 1, so it would be u square 1 minus sine of beta cos square beta. You can write as a 1 minus sine square theta, which is 1 minus sine beta into 1 plus sine beta, you can write. So this get cancelled, and this would be the answer. So I doubt it would be a good one to attempt, or better to leave. Boy of mass 50 kg is climbing a vertical pole at a constant speed. If coefficient of friction between his palms and pole is 0.75, then the normal reaction between him and the pole is. So what we can do here, we can say that friction is equal to mg, that is equal to mu times n. So what we will have, this normal reaction would be mg is 500, and the mu is going to be 0.75. So it is 500 upon 0.75, or you can write it as 500 into 4 by 3, which would be 666.67 newtons. In this case, go for option D. Person observes that the full length of a train subtends an angle of 15 degree. If the distance between the train and the person is 3 km, the length of the train calculated using the parallax method in meters is. So the full length of the train observes an angle of 15 degree like this. This angle is 15 degree that is being subtended, and what we can say, this distance is 3 kilometers. So if I take it approx as 3 kilometers here, so what I can directly make it out, the angle subtended, first of all we can say the angle subtended is L by R, so L upon 3000 will be equals to this 15 degree in radian. Radian means pi upon 180. That is what you are going to write. So L would be equal to 3000 into 15 into pi by 180. So I can do this 12 and 12. If I do, this would be 2, 24, 60, 250. So 250 pi will be the answer. Go for option C here. Nucleus is bombarded with a high speed neutron so that the resulting nucleus is a radioactive one. This phenomena is called as, basically this is happens in uranium, so you can call it as fission. So you can also call it artificial radioactivity, I don't know, but fission could be a possible answer as compared, as you can see, for the uranium one. Uranium undergoes successive disintegration with the end product of this, the number of alpha and beta. So just check what is the decrease in the mass number. The mass number decreases by 32, and you know in each alpha decay it decreases by 4, so it is 4 times number of alpha, so number of alpha is 8, and because of these alpha, Z would decrease by 16. Here the Z is decreasing by 10 only. That means there is a difference of 6. That means the number of beta negative particles will be 6, as each beta increases Z by 1. So it would be 8 and 6. So go for option C here. A man measures the period of pendulum inside a lift and finds its BT. If the lift accelerates downward with acceleration g by 3, then the period is. So we know time period is 2 pi root L by g, or g effective. In the first case it was t in t dash. Because lift is getting downward with g by 3, so here what we will have, we will definitely have, because it is going downward, the g effective will become g minus g by 3, which is 2g by 3. So it definitely becomes root 3 by 2 times t. Go for option B here. Simple pendulum of length L as mass m oscillates freely with amplitude at extreme position. Its potential energy is going to be. So what would be its potential energy at the extreme position? We can say that is the total energy. Total energy is half m omega square a square of oscillation. So omega square, omega is what you write it as root of g by L. So it becomes g by L, and a square is a square. So mg a square by 2L. Go for option A here. Radiation of energy falls normally on a perfectly reflecting surface. The momentum transferred is, you directly say that is 2E by C, because the change in the force applied is double, the momentum change is double, because if it was P, it's P here, so the change would be 2P, and P is equal to E by C. So it would be 2E by C here. In the hydrogen atom spectrum, frequency of EM wave is emitted when frequency transition goes from 2 to 1. So for 3 to 1, what it would be? So what we can say for the first one, h nu is 13.6, 1 upon 1 square minus 1 upon 2 square. For the second, h nu dash would be 13.6 into 1 upon 1 square minus 1 upon 3 square. Take the ratio. So nu by nu dash would be, here it was 3 by 4, here it is 8 by 9. So it is 27 by 32. So nu dash would be 32 by 27 times the initial one. So good data you have. This would be 3.2 into 10 to the power 15. Go with option A here. Stream of non-viscous liquid emerges from a very short outlet as a base in which depth of liquid is h. Tube is fixed at angle theta. The maximum height of the stream by would be, so you know this speed would be equal to root 2 gh, and it is at an angle theta, so maximum height would be v sine theta whole square by 2g, that you write. So v square sine square theta, that is 2gh, sine square theta by 2g, that is h sine square theta. You can go for option A in this case, like a projectile one. Cylindrical vessel contains a liquid of density rho up to a height h. The liquid is closed by a piston of mass m, area of cross section A, small hole at the bottom, the speed with which the bottom liquid comes out. So here what you will have, just see, if I write the pressure at this point 1 and 2, so pressure at point 1 would be P naught plus mg by A plus rho gh. Speed will almost be 0, will be very small, I am taking it to be 0, and height will be same of both, so no height vector. And here that 2, it is open to atmosphere, so P naught plus half rho V square. So V here comes out as 2 times m2 by rho times mg by a plus rho gh. So this is how you will write. So it will come out as per this option. It is option B which is coming out to be the closest one. Next one. Biconvex lens, focal length 15 cm in front of a plane mirror. The distance between the lens and the mirror is 10. Small object is at distance 30 from the lens. The final image. So it's an easy one for you. So it is at a distance 30 first of all. 30 is 2f. So because it is 2f, the image will be formed as 30. But here you have a mirror. Here you have a mirror. So for the plane mirror, the object is virtual at a distance 20 cm. So image will be 20 cm in front of it. So 20 cm in front of it. So this is I1. This would be I2 by mirror. So again, the rays will come here. So for this, the object is virtual and this distance will be 10 cm, as this is 20 cm and this is 10 cm. So now final image, what we will have for the final image, what we will write, 1 upon V minus 1 upon U. U would be plus 10 because rays are coming from here. That would be equal to 1 by 15. So 1 by V is 1 by 15 and it would be plus 1 by 10. So 15 and 10, you can write it as LCM is 30. That is 2 plus 3, 5. So V is 6. So 6 means it would be 6 from here. So it would be the final image I3. So it would be at 6 from the lens to the left, or from the mirror it is 16. So it is at a distance of 16 from the mirror. Go for option B, and it is a real because actual rays will be intersecting. Plain glass plate is placed over various colored letters. The letter which appears to raise more, if you see the situation would be like this. This is a slab placed, this is the letter. So when the rays come, this is the normal, it will come like this, and when it goes, it would be like this. So I can make it out for which the difference is going to be larger. For which the difference is going to be larger, the bending will be more and it will appear to be raised more. That means for which mu is max, height raising will be more, because in that case the bending would be more sharper. So the mu is maximum, mu is somewhat lambda. It has a negative correlation, or it is you can say lambda increases, mu decreases. So mu will be maximum for the least lambda. So violet will have the maximum raising up that you will see. The cylinder rolls down an incline of 30 degree. The acceleration of cylinder is, you directly write it as g sine theta by beta. Beta for cylinder is 3 by 2, that is g sine theta sorry, upon 1, this is 3 by 2. So it would be, what you will have, g into 1 by 2 and this is 2 by 3. So g by 3, you can go for acceleration. This is option A here, g by 3. Next one. Solid cylinder 20 kg rotates about an axis with angular speed 100. Cylinder radius is given. What is the magnitude of angular momentum? L would be equal to I omega. I is solid because mr square by 2, 20 into 1 by 4 whole square by 2 into omega. So it is 20 by 32 into 100. So this is 5, this is 8, this is 500 by 8. I can write it as 12.5 into 5, that is 62.5 joule seconds. So go for option A in this case. This would be the answer. Next one. In a semiconductor, separation between conduction and valence band is typically of the order of 1 eV, we write. In a common emitter transistor amplifier, output resistance is 500 kilo ohms. Current gain is this. If the power gain is this, the input resistance is power gain. You write it as beta square RC by RB, or R out by Rn. So it is 5 into 10 to the power 6. It is 49 into 49. RC is 500 kilo ohms. So what would be RB? RB, I can write it as 500 kilo ohms into 49 into 49 upon 5 into 10 to the power 6. So if I do this, 5 into 10 to the power 5 in ohms it will become. So what we'll have, this 10 to the power 5 goes, 5 goes, so it is 1 by 10 into 49 into 49. So it is 49 into 4.9 ohms. So 49, 55 is 250, so it would be slightly lesser than 250. It would be more closer to 240 ohms. You can do the calculations. Your wire steel of area heated up to 50 and stretched by tying its end rigidly. Change in temperature when the temperature falls from 50 to 30. So that would be the change in tension would be due to that thermal stress thing. So that the additional force that will be generated would be equal to AY alpha delta T. That would be the change. So A is 2, Y is 2 in 10 to the power 11, alpha is 1.1 into 10 to the power minus 5 and change is 20. So this is 4. 4 into 20, 80, 80 into 1.1, 88, you can write into 10 to the power minus 6. in plus 6, sorry, so it would be what we can write, and there is to be some issue. It should be, I think it would be millimeter square. I feel then this factor of 6 will cancel out, because right now it is 88 into 10 to the power 6 Newton. None of the option is coming, so 88 would be the answer and it would be millimeter square. That is what I fear. The number of significant figures in 45056 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because all figures are significant here, so it would be 5. That's an easy one for you. Light source produce the following 4 waves. Superposition gives rise to interference. So for interference you need same frequency first of all, so we can have only 1 and 3, nothing else, otherwise we won't have a coherent source. In a YDSE, the fringe width is found to be 0.4. If the whole apparatus is immersed in water 4/3, the new fringe width would be, because lambda becomes lambda by n, it will become beta by n. So it is beta is 0.4 upon 4/3, so it becomes 0.3 mm. That's an easy one. Many times they are asking such questions. Next one, beats are produced when two waves 256 260 superpose. The resultant amplitude change periodically with frequency of, you can directly say beat frequency is 4 Hz. The equation of progressive wave can be given by this. The frequency of the wave is, that is omega is 660 pi, so frequency is omega by 2 pi. 660 pi by 2 pi, that is 330 Hertz. Go for option A, that's an easy one for you. A half a kg block slides from A on horizontal track with an initial speed of 3 towards a weightless horizontal spring of length 1 meter and force constant 2. The part AB is frictionless and the part BC has the friction coefficients kinetic and static given. If AB and BD are 2 meters and 2.4 and 4 meters, the total distance through which the block moves when it comes to rest. So first of all, what can I see? What is the speed when it comes to D? When it comes to D, or you can say when it comes to rest. When it comes to rest, let this distance be x. This is 2.14, and this is x. I can apply the work energy theorem. So what I can say from the work energy theorem, the work done on the block by the friction would be minus mu mg into BD distance is 2.14 plus x. And by spring would be minus half k x square, because spring energy is increased, that kinetic energy will decrease. That is equal to change in kinetic energy, that is complete loss, minus half mv naught square. So what we get from here, this is a quadratic one, mu k, because it is moving, it would be 0.2, that is 1/5. mg would be 1/2 into 10, and it is 2.14 plus x minus half k. K is given as 2 into x square, that is minus half into v naught square is 9. So what you get, this 5 and 2 and 10 goes, minus 2.14 minus x square is minus 9/4, whole minus gets cancelled. So what we will have, x square plus x, and it would be 2.25 minus 0.11 equals to 0. So what we will have, x is equal to minus 1 plus minus under root of 1 plus 0.44/2. X cannot be negative, so we will take only the positive value, plus 1.2/2, that is 0.1 meters. So the distance it will travel is 2 plus 2.14 plus 0.14, that is what we will have, that is 4.24 meters. And at that moment the spring force is kx means 2 into 0.1, that is 0.2 Newton, and the 0.2 Newton, yes, and the friction Fs max which can operate is 0.22 into 0.5 into 10, definitely greater than this kx, so that it won't move, it would be at permanent rest. So 4.24 would be the answer. Motor pump lifts 6 tons of water from a height of 25 to 35 from the ground floor in 20 seconds. The power of the pump is going to be, so power would be work done you know is mgh. So 6 tons means 600 kg into g is 10 and h is 10, and this is 20 seconds. So this is 3000, what we can so you say 3000 joule per second or 3 kilowatt. Go for option A in this particular case. So this was today's paper. Thanks for watching.